Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. The sun is just beginning to rise as my wife and I are headed south on our 6-year anniversary trip, but we're going to catch a few trains along the way. Our first stop was Meridian, Mississippi, where we immediately found NS 1070, the Wabash Heritage Unit, tied down in the yard with KCS MW 901. But this was just the start of an action-packed day. Jumping over to 5th Street, we find Daily Manifest Train 266, led by a pair of Canadian Pacific AC 4400 CWM locomotives. 266 was waiting its turn to go north on the CPKC Artesia sub, but it had to wait for train 257 to clear first. With 257 now in the clear, 266 would have his turn. These loaded center beams come from a town where I just recently filmed a train running there for the very first time. That town would be Louisville, Mississippi, and the railroad that runs there, Mississippi Southern, interchanges with the CPKC in Newton, Mississippi. Also in today's train is 3 flat cars with aluminum slabs. These cars are destined for Aluminum Dynamics Incorporated in Artesia, Mississippi. These slabs will be rolled and processed into large aluminum sheets for canned products and car parts. After my wife and I did a little thrift shopping, we'd swing back by the yard to try and get a better look at the Wabash Heritage Unit. We also found the power of 257 moving a rock train in the yard, and the rock train looked like the same rock train that KCS MW 901 had brought to Artesia earlier in the month. But that wasn't the only rock train in the yard. There was another rock train made up of CP rail ballast cars and two SD-70 Mack locomotives, one at each end of the train. After seeing everything there was to see in the yard, me and my wife would make our way to a flea market that was just about to open. This flea market was massive, but I managed to find one HO scale train, a matching locomotive and caboose wearing the Spirited of 1776 paint scheme. And here's where things got really interesting. The flea market that we were at was just a block away from the Norfolk Southern Main Line. While we were in the middle of checking out, a southbound came rolling by with a 4-motor lash-up. And leading that train, NS 1066, the New York Central Heritage Unit. And not only was this a heritage unit that I have not seen in person before, this was also the first time I've seen a Norfolk Southern Heritage Unit leading. We raced over to the west end of the Norfolk Southern yard because we thought that's where that train would stop, but ended up finding 2 other trains working. We ran all around the yard trying to find where this heritage unit had stopped, but ended up right back where we were at 49th Avenue and found NS Train 355 with the New York Central Heritage Unit setting out a cut of cars in the yard. Finally, I get to film NS 1066 and check another heritage unit off my list. But we wouldn't stay here very long because we had a few more stops to make on our way south. NS 355 is southbound manifest for New Orleans, so it will be going south through the same city that me and my wife will be staying at. So there's a chance we might be able to see it again. Continuing south, we'd end up at a crossing just in time to catch northbound Amtrak 20, which had another heritage unit with it, Amtrak 160. We almost made it to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is where we were staying for the weekend. But since we had some time to kill before check-in, I convinced my wife to let me chase down this northbound that we heard on the scanner. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this trip is for my wife and I's 6-year wedding anniversary, which we had planned out for weeks and were very excited about. We got an Airbnb in Hattiesburg for the weekend, so my wife can do some shopping and work on her sewing projects, while I go out and catch some trains during the daytime. After getting settled in at the Airbnb, I set out to see what action was happening in Hattiesburg. I watched the NS yard job finish up their work, and then caught southbound Amtrak 19 making their station stop in town. After a few passengers got on and off the train, the engineer gives 2 blasts of the horn and continues south towards New Orleans. I held my position for a while because I heard a bunch of chatter on the radio and figured it was another train coming. It sounded like there was a yard job working somewhere, but I couldn't find any jobs working in the yards in town. I also heard NS 1066 on the radio multiple times, and then it finally clicked. NS 355 works an area north of Hattiesburg known as Dragon, so that's where I went. And there she was. The chatter I heard on the radio for the past hour has been NS 355, who's been here the entire time. It has been an awesome action-packed day, and what better way to end that day than with the New York Central Heritage Unit leading us southbound at sunset. And I have to give a shout out to another rail fan that I met here today. Cam told me a lot of great information about the trains that run on this line. But I also owe Cam an apology. He told me the name of his YouTube channel, and I completely forgot it by the time I got back to the Airbnb. So Cam, if you're watching this video, leave a comment down below, and I'll give you that official YouTube channel shout out in the next video. Today has been just an awesome day of rail fanning. We saw 10 trains and caught 3 different heritage units, all of which I've never seen before. But this was just the start of the weekend. We have another action-packed day of trains coming up that you don't want to miss. If you had as much fun watching this video as I've had filming it, leave a like and comment down below. And I'd like to wish a sincere thank you to everyone who watches my videos to the very end. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.